This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about.
Thrown under the bus.
No.
Always live, always real, always unpredictable.
I'm not okay with that.
It sounded good when I thought.
Log on and join our live conversation.
Yes, I don't like
right.
that.
You're 100% right.
DBL starts right now.
Welcome to Daily Blast Live. It is Thursday, August 8th. I'm here with Stephanie, Tori, Brandon. I'm Sam. Let's get right to it. Well, we do begin with some very emotional, serious news. It was one of the largest immigration raids in U.S. history. Yesterday, ICE agents raided several food processing plants in Mississippi and arrested almost 700 people. One of the plants is owned by Koch Foods, Inc., one of the largest poultry processors in the U.S. Undocumented workers, children, reportedly were left homeless. Some were forced to spend the night in a local gymnasium. Take a look.
I need my dad for me. My dad didn't do nothing. He's not a criminal or something. That's what the immigrants took them. Please let him free.
Oh, it's heart-wrenching. Absolutely heart-wrenching. I know that immigration is a very complicated issue. I know that a number of administrations have failed in this arena, Republican and Democratic. But this isn't the answer. I'm looking at a little girl. Many of these kids, by the way, it was their first day of school. A lot of them had to walk home from school by themselves to answer to a home that was locked up because their parents, unbeknownst to them, were arrested. These aren't criminals, as this little girl said. These are hardworking individuals who, in my opinion, bolster the economy, who, in my opinion, help make America great. But there's an issue here. And I don't know how we fix it in the most humane way possible where we don't leave children stranded.
This is not my America.
But Tori, other administrations have done this too.
I understand that, but family separation.
I know.
And this little girl as a microcosm of everything. When people say, why are you so against Trump? Because he fundamentally, comprehensively has a difference of opinion between compassion, empathy, and humanity. And I think that's an un-American statement for me.
But Tori, like she just said, Obama was a little bit more Obama was a little bit more low profile when it came to this. So we don't know what little kids were going through at that time.
No one should be done like that. They slept in a gym with some pizza and Sprite because some neighbors got it. Nothing.
And the majority of the children did not eat because they were so inconsolable, calling for their parents. Now, apparently, according to witnesses there, some of the ICE agents had said to the children, you'll be reunited with your parents quickly. We're going to expedite this process for you. If you're an American citizen, you'll be reunited. Everything will be fine. I hope to God that those statements were accurate. I hope to God that the ACLU and different attorneys are advocating on the behalf of these innocent human beings, on these innocent children.
Outrageous.
And I think as Americans, all of us need to just come from a place of compassion.
Everyone knows parents. Everyone's a mom or dad or knows a mom or dad. How could you how could you be okay with this?
I just wish that there can be some sort of legislation put in place with this. We know these things are going to happen. This has happened, but I wish there could be something put in place to where the kids are taken care of.
Yeah. Well, Together Rising is a great organization that is advocating on behalf of the children. I want to get Stephanie involved in this.
I just think when you watch that video, when you see that little girl's face and think this isn't just that one little girl, we're talking thousands of children in this situation.
I believe 15,000, 14,000 are in this situation right now.
With almost no immigration attorneys for them. None.
No, there's nothing. None. But I think when this situation happens, more needs to be done in place so that there's let's say there's a secure area where if you are taken by ICE, you can clearly say, I have a child at this and this school, and that child will be taken care of and protected by the government until further notice. The fact that they were left in a gym, unsupervised, by their neighbours, by people that might take them and help.
But what if they needed a shot?
It's inhumane.
It is. Yeah. I just hope we can come together as a country and do what's right, because this is not what's right. I hope we can agree on that. I really do. And my heart just absolutely bleeds for that little girl. Chime in, DBL Nation. We want to hear from you. A terrifying situation in Southern California as a man goes on a deadly rampage. Let's get right to Kelly Schubert with the latest. Kelly.
Sam, a 33-year-old man is behind bars right now after killing 4 people in a stabbing rampage in Santa Ana. Listen.
What we learned is that the suspect went into the 7-Eleven store, followed the security guard inside the business, At some point, there was an altercation between the armed security guard and our suspect, where suspect stabbed the security guard multiple times, and ultimately ended up using his knife to cut the gun off the security guard's duty belt. He comes out, he's confronted by our undercover detectives, where he's taken into custody.
Now, 2 others were wounded in the attack, and police say the motive appeared to be robbery, anger, and hate. Sam?
Wow, very scary, Kelly. All right, well, an actor known for playing the villain is being hailed a hero. 75-year-old Danny Trejo, best known for his role in the movie Machete, rescued a child trapped in an overturned vehicle in California yesterday. Here's what he said about it.
I couldn't get the baby out. I couldn't unbuckle the seatbelt. So she got in and undid the seatbelt. I pulled the baby out the other side. The only thing that saved that little kid was his car seat. Honest to God. Honest to God, it would have hurt him if it wasn't a car seat. God bless you.
Wow. The good news we needed to hear today.
Oh my gosh. Can we get a round of applause?
Amen.
This has been a rough week around here. But stories like this and the heart threads that we do just lets us know that there are good in people. We all have a superhero in us.
Amen.
And we just have to bring it out when it comes
can Danny Trejo get any cooler?
I know, he looks amazing, right? Do you see him? He's I mean, you know why? Sam just said, I did not know this. He's a vegan. If that's what being a vegan does to you, I'll
really cool. I met him once in LA on La Brea. He has a really cool vegan taco shop, and then he also has like a vegan donut shop. Yeah. And he's always there. He's all about giving back to the community. He's a huge animal rights activist. Wow. He's so cool.
So let's go vegan. I thought it was a good skin regimen.
He did say in the interview, the only reason I've gotten anywhere is because someone helped me. So I always live my life that way.
Good.
I'm like, that guy.
He is.
Let's be an example to everyone of human compassion and kindness. And, you know, he put his life in danger.
Yes, he did.
He did.
He really did. I love this story. Way to go, Danny. All right, switching gears here, the billionaire owner of the Miami Dolphins, as well as the luxury gym Equinox and SoulCycle, is facing calls of a boycott right now. Why? Well, it's all because he's hosting a high-dollar fundraiser for President Trump. Stephen Ross is a real estate developer who has a long history with the president, and stars like Chrissy Teigen ain't happy about it.
I just want to let you know that their owner is hosting a giant Trump fundraiser, and so them. Cancel your memberships today. You can come to my house and work out.
In response, Stephen Ross said, I have always been an active participant in the democratic process. I've also known Donald Trump for 40 years. And while we agree on some issues, we strongly disagree on many others. And I have never been bashful about expressing my opinions. Well, here it is. And what I've seen online, and I've looked at a lot of what DBL Nation is saying, you have people either say, hey, I have my right as a citizen to vote with my pocketbook, so to speak. That's something that, Tori, you can speak to. While others are saying, why do we have to boycott an organization just because they have different political views than my own? That's what's wrong with this country.
And I would argue that in this case, Trump and this administration is an aberration, meaning this is different than everything else. It's not that I'm separating and boycotting because of political views. It's fundamental human rights issues. We are so far into that after seeing that little girl that I have to, as an American and as a patriot, take my stand here. Now, for other Republican presidents, I have not been like this, right? Fiscally conservative, libertarian, I totally get it. But because this president and administration has created such hate, I have to take a stand. And if it's boycotting a stupid gym, I'm going to do my part.
Okay, but you're going to have to boycott everything. Everything out there that with someone has done. You got to mute R. Kelly, you got to mute Michael Jackson, you got to mute everyone out there that has done something that we call that we hate or whatever. But I want to bring this used to be my former employer.
Really?
I was a Miami Dolphin. I played for the Miami Dolphins.
Wow.
So I wonder, because Kenny Stills, remember, he was one of the guys like Kaepernick who took a knee, and he's come out and he's called out this owner because this owner has this nonprofit organization, and it talks about the empowerment of racial discrimination and social injustices. And Kenny Stills has a tweet that came out, and he's saying, like, how you can't have a nonprofit with this mission statement then open your doors to Trump. So I wonder what some of the other Miami Dolphins feel and how they're going to handle this. And Stephen Ross is scheduled to appear at the NABJ, the National Association of Black Journalists.
Our very own Erica Cobb and Al Jackson are there right now. Maybe they can have a one-on-one with him. That would be incredible. Yeah.
I know it sounds insane that I do this.
No, I think you're not the only one, and other celebrities have come forward. Like, look at George Clooney when he was talking about their Beverly Hills hotel.
You're absolutely
and the
right.
Dorchester and all these other.
Absolutely right.
I think it's very important that people now feel like they have social media to air their voice, whereas before their opinions would have been very hidden. So at least now it informs people. I wouldn't have known about that, and now I've learned something.
It's political consumerism, and we're seeing that more and more in 2019. And you can decide to participate, or you can think it's ridiculous, but that's our right. Well, DBL is live, and coming up, our friend Dallas sportscaster Dale Hansen is back with an unplugged take on gun violence in America. You do not want to miss his passionate response. And you, the viewer, are our fifth host. More and more parents are taking their little ones to bars. But do babies really belong with bourbon and beer? Your comments on that coming up next.
Hi DBL Nation, Kelly Schubert here with the DBL digital team. I'm tracking all the breaking and trending stories for you right now. But I think we might head to the desk to see what's going on with our host. Chris? Come on, guys. Let's
we have a comment from you.
That's interesting. Yeah, it's just an interesting angle.
So really quick, guys, a lot of people writing in saying how tragic, and a lot of people saying, you know what, you guys are wrong.
And it's not
Tammy Gibson says, Tori Ross, this is the guy who does the Equinox and Soul Cycle and has, what you don't know is he's giving a fundraiser for Trump in the Hamptons.
He's not actually the owner, is he? He's like the chairman. Is he the chairman? Wait, what's his actual title?
He's of the holding company. He's like the president.
So what does that mean?
He's like the developer. So but he's holding a fundraiser in the Hamptons, and it's $100,000 a seat, I believe, and it goes up to $250,000, all for Trump. And so, you know, that's totally his right to do, but it's also my right to not go to Soul Cycle. So someone wrote in, Tori Ross has donated a lot of money to the University of Michigan. The business school is named after him, and I believe a couple other buildings. Fascinating. I went to Michigan. The Ross Business Building is true. I wonder what Michigan will do. They're a pretty liberal-based. Ann Arbor is very liberal, so I wonder what Michigan will do. Tony completely disagrees with us, says we need mental health. I think anyone who doesn't have a reaction emotionally to that little girl might want to think about themselves a little bit.
And then I'm going to read this.
It's heartbreaking hearing about the news. Zoe Rose says, I'm not muting Michael Jackson, Brandon, because number one, I'm not going to believe an accuser without any proof. I definitely believe in the proof that we saw from, but that's everyone's right, Zoe? So like, that's your right, that's my right. And my little bit of not going to Soul Cycle, I get it, is not going to make Ross any less of a billionaire. But I have an action now, and I am a discerning citizen. I am not just taking everything the way it comes. And that is what the Founding Fathers wanted us to be, involved in the process. So I know I sound like a real big dork, but I think it's important these days. After seeing that video of that little girl, you gotta take a stand, in my point of view. Thanks, guys. I don't know.
Welcome back to DBL. It is time for Fifth Host, when we talk about what you're talking about. Babies and bars, more specifically tap rooms, is a growing trend. Tap rooms usually have great outdoor spaces, cater to a daytime crowd. With more than 1,000 breweries set to open this year alone, it will be easier than ever for you and your baby to grab a drink together. So DBL Nation, we gotta hear from you on this one. Do babies belong in bars? Please sound off.
Here we go. Brett says, bars? Absolutely not. I'm there to have a good time, not for a baby to judge my life choices. Brewery? Sure. But only before 5. What? Things go downhill from there. Now look, I'm kind of a hypocrite on this one because I'm like, come on, you bringing the babies to the party life. But at the same time, when I have kids, I'm gonna be sitting there playing cornhole with a baby Bjorn on.
Get it. Get it.
I'll ask you to hold the baby while I go take shots. How's that?
You won't be taking shots, trust me.
Really?
Trust me, you're gonna be getting up so early in the morning, you will be thinking it ain't worth it.
Yes, it is. The fact that you have to wake up early, you take shots. Oh man, Sam.
Wheatgrass shots. Watch.
Take the wind out my sail.
Wheatgrass Yes, Sean, I can't wait for this. All right, Michelle says no, this is only a thing because everyone has decided that drinking on a daily basis to reduce stress is a thing. Nice attitude. I like it. I have no problem with babies in breweries, like the previous person said.
Yep.
I think babies in bars are a little weird. Dive bars, anything like that. Yeah, you kind of want to have a sexy, romantic attitude. But a brewery, again, the baby Bjorn with the cornhole.
Yeah.
Done.
Thank you. Thank you, Tori.
Anytime, buddy.
Carissa from Facebook says, yes, as a mum that needs a drink every now and again, I think this should be acceptable. Babysitters are hard to find.
True.
Carissa, I completely agree. And also, you know what? Babysitters are very expensive. So by the time you've paid for your Uber to wherever you're going, because obviously you're having a drink, you've had a drink, you're paying for someone to sit at home and mind your child, you've then got to tip them. Before you know it, going out for one drink has turned into like over $100 and it's just not even worth it. So you don't leave. And as a parent, I'm not a parent, but I'm sure as a parent, you need to let your head down. You need to have like times where you can have a drink with your partner and not feel worried about what time is it and clock watching. So I think in certain situations, obviously if it's a nightclub and people are raving, no.
Yeah, timing, people. Timing.
Yeah, it just depends.
Justin says, I don't think kids or babies belong in high-end cocktail bars. However, craft breweries have cultivated a sense of come hang out here for a few hours on a Saturday afternoon, so they seem better for families. Completely agree. First of all, I think less judgment for parents out there. Of course, if it's late at night at a bar, yeah, your child should be in bed. But at the same time, I think when I first became a mom, you do mourn your old identity.
Of course.
You have this whole new identity. You have this whole new life. You no longer can be spontaneous. So I like the idea of having balance. And I think that would help a lot of parents out there because it's tough to kind of like mourn your old life. Why not combine the two?
But also, when you just have a baby, I mean, obviously I've not had a child, but I've heard that from a lot of women and mums that those first few times when you leave your child is really traumatic.
Very hard.
So like you want to go out and do something, but it's like a trauma to leave your baby for a few months.
And you're sick of being in the house. Let me tell you, after you first have a baby, you are so sick and tired you want to get out. So hey, baby Bjorn, cornhole, done.
You lost me at wheat shots. You replaced my shots with wheat shots.
Your wheatgrass shots, you're going to need them. You're going to need your stamina. You're going to need your energy. Trust.
Oh, God.
Okay. Field of Dreams is one of the most iconic baseball movies of all time. Now you can actually watch a game there. That is so cool. Raquel, fill us in.
Well, that's right, Sam. If you build it, the baseball teams will come. And take a look.
Hey, is this heaven?
No. It's Iowa.
Heard some woos for that. It's going to be the first Major League Baseball game ever played on the iconic field. A temporary stadium is being built in a cornfield where the movie was filmed in Iowa. So mark your calendars for August 13th, 2020. If you can't make it to Iowa, you'll be able to watch it on TV.
That is so cool. So will the teams come out from the cornfield?
What if they came from the cornfield?
They have to.
What if they came from the cornfield?
Trust me, they will.
I have no idea what this is.
You're going to have to watch the movie. She'll have to watch
really
it.
Bad.
It's old-time ghost baseball players that go play.
It's like actually a really weird story.
Really cool.
Can I be honest?
If you build it, Steph, they will come.
They will come.
Okay.
Coming up on DBL, where do you stand on the gun violence debate? Well, Dallas sportscaster Dale Hansen gives his perspective. You're going to want to hear it. That's coming up next.
Going on, DBL Nation, Brandon London here. I'm still grieving right now because Sam said that I'm not, if I have a baby and a baby Bjorn and I take her to a brewery when I finally have kids, I can't go take shots. I have to take wheat.
Well, look, here's my reasoning. Believe me, I love a good time. When you become a parent, you do realize that you have to wake up really early, sometimes in the middle of the night. So you have to reevaluate, is that shot worth it? Because I might be up in 2 hours. And so you'll see. You'll understand that. I mean, parents out there understand, like, if you're gonna get up at 5 a.m., you wanna be like bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, and that wheatgrass shot looks a lot better than that tequila shot.
Oh, man.
I know.
I was gonna have fun with that fifth host, but now it all comes crashing down. So how do you all feel? Keep writing in, because I wanna know how you all feel about bringing the babies. I'm one of those people who don't bring dogs to the brewery. All right, we'll talk to you guys later. We got Dale coming up.
Welcome back to DBL. Every time a mass shooting happens, there is a debate on how to fix the problem. Well, Dale Hansen from our sister station, WFAA in Dallas, is back with another unplugged point of view. Here's Dale's DBL take on gun violence.
Bruce Springsteen wrote a song years ago that has become the anthem to almost every major tragedy in America. My City of Ruins isn't about gun violence, but it could be. Our country is in ruins, and we can't even agree about what the problem is. Some people continue to insist we don't really have one, as the death toll from the gun violence continues to climb. The Lieutenant Governor of Texas says mass shootings are the result of video games, because the Lieutenant Governor of Texas is a fool. Does anyone really think the 64-year-old shooter in Vegas, who killed 58 that night, spent his days playing video games? When a Muslim man born in America killed 49 in a nightclub in Orlando, the president tried to ban all Muslims from coming to America. When a Mexican in the country illegally kills a woman in Iowa, we want to spend billions to build a wall. But when a white man opens fire, there's just nothing we can do. Some of us think there is. Australia did. 13 mass shootings in that country in 18 years. So their politicians decided to ban assault rifles, buy back the guns, and make it incredibly hard to get one, because it should be hard. Those politicians lost their jobs, a price they were apparently willing to pay, and not a single mass shooting in the next 22 years. We have one in America on almost a daily basis. But we don't have those politicians either. Our so-called leaders should be embarrassed by their refusal to lead. They check to see which way the wind is blowing, and they bend in the breeze. I'm hoping we'll find someone again who's willing to do what's right instead of what's easy. If you have a gun, we don't want it. If you like to hunt, we don't want you to stop. We just want to stop a nut with a gun. And there is no reason we should have people on our streets who carry the guns our soldiers carry into battle. A friend of mine said to me recently, the only good thing about living in this time is we get to be witness to how the world actually ends. I laughed when he said that, but I'm not laughing anymore, because my country of ruins is desperately looking for someone to rise up.
Wow. Oh. Amen. So well said.
When you think of patriotism, and everyone has their own way of dealing with patriotism. And for Dale, it's calling it out. And a lot of people realize, or don't realize, that America was built on calling out injustice. That is the most patriotic thing you can do. Beautifully said.
And it's so rational, right? He's saying, I'm not here to take away your guns. I'm not here. He put it in a way that hopefully is bipartisan.
Exactly. And I know this sounds weird, but as an older white man, it's kind of great to hear it from that point of view.
It is.
Instead of someone marginalized, you know what I mean?
And he's calling out our politicians, which we all need to do, because we deserve better. We absolutely do. Amen. Well done, Dale. Well done. We'll be right back.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by...
Hi everybody, it's Raquel here with Leo.
What's going on?
And we just saw the Peanut Butter Falcon. And usually we review movies and tell you if you should go see them. Well, I am actually begging you to please go see this film. It is absolutely wonderful. And if you haven't heard of it, it's about a young man with Down syndrome who's living in a nursing home, and he wants to go on an adventure. He wants to be a wrestler. So he goes on an epic adventure with some of the best friends you could ever imagine or want to make, and the acting is incredible, don't you think?
Incredible. I mean, let me tell you, Zach Gottsagen, the newcomer here, what a star. I mean, the spotlight is on him from the moment the movie starts. He's a great actor top to bottom, and he he acts very well with Shia LaBeouf and Dakota Johnson, who are the two big stars of this movie, and their energy together is just so authentic, phenomenal. And it's great.
Absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah.
And I think it's really important for people to see this movie, not only because seeing it will help raise its revenue, and then more movies can be made like it, because we've kind of been complaining here a little bit that everything's a remake. We love Marvel, but everything's a new Marvel movie. If you want something that's original and fantastic, it's this film. And what's really special about it is we got to see advanced screenings of it. The parents with kids with Down syndrome at the end of it stood up and said, this is the first film that showed that my kids have dreams and ambition. And if people can see that, one of them said he was looking for a job and he didn't think people would hire him. And maybe if they saw this movie, they would understand his son and maybe get him a job. So that's why it's so important to see this film, because it's going to change people's lives.
Absolutely. This has broke barriers not only for the film industry, but for the community with Down syndrome. This is huge, like a star of a movie being written around, a movie being written around a person with Down syndrome. This is breaking barriers, you guys. So important to see.
Please see it, and please let me know if you go see it. We'll talk to you next time. Bye.
See ya. Peanut Butter Falcon!
Yeah!
Welcome back to DBL. You gotta see this. A Washington woman has gone viral for attempting to win a photo contest by attaching an octopus to her face. Yeah, that was her choice. Unfortunately, the sea creature bit her and landed her in the hospital. She regrets what she did and warns others not to do the same. Apparently, she said, so she purposefully put it on her face because she wanted to win this photo contest. And she said at that moment, she realized that she did something horrendous because its tentacles went into her nose. She said felt like it was pulling out her flesh.
Oh my God.
She said that it took her 30 minutes to stop bleeding.
Oh my God.
She ended up eating it for lunch.
No, she didn't.
She did, which she believes was her way of paying it back. And I just think, like, I can't with this.
Tori, say it with me. Twig, that's what you get.
That's what you get. We'll see you same time, same place tomorrow. No sympathy. Bye.